this is a reading for Libra. I'm just going to do a quick one, hopefully, because this is just before I go off to bed. Anyway, just wanted to let you know what I see here for this period. This is February and 2025. So what I'm looking at here is some it's like micro steps toward the big finale is what I see here. So I did pull these cards here. So right off the bat, I do have some along the side, which I will pull forward. A lot of clarifiers just because I wanted to get an idea of what was happening here. So what I'm looking at with the Two of Swords, of course, in short, we are looking at micro steps. So there's no big major arcana. Everything is moving ahead. You're feeling like you could be stuck about a decision or something doesn't feel like it's moving ahead. Again, with the clarifiers, don't have them all in view. I'm just going to synopsis first, but you don't feel like you're moving ahead. There's something here that could be in around family, financial lack, things here that seem like they are in a sense of, I don't want to say flux because that's not really the word, but it's more as though it feels like it's just been a disappointment. It feels like things around family matters could even be in regards to child here with the Fool card, or in a certain direction that you were hoping would be further along, even in terms of a financial project or something like that. It feels like what you had expected feels stuck or on hold, or you feel trapped, or you feel like you're not able to go ahead with something because of the Two of Swords energy there. Again, we'll get into all of the other clarifiers, but then we move into the Page of Wands. So in actual fact, it's a bit of a deception. You are moving forward. There is a lot of momentum here. The Page of Wands as well as the Ace of Wands, those are both cards of sort of the beginning stage of something, but there is movement. And it definitely is promising, looks like creative project of sorts, or something that could be inspiring you. There is something that could also be in regards to Gemini connection or partnership, or something with a younger person here as well. That is going to be either in regards to maybe some kind of a celebratory event, but we'll clarify that as we go along. So again, we're on to the Ace of Wands. Final card out, which is a little further over, and that is actually the Three of Pentacles. So there's something here that you're really working steadfastly on. And again, micro steps, but these are the micro steps that make the biggest changes of your life. And the reason why I say that is because all the cards that came further out after that were the big cards. I mean, they're still small in that they're not major arcana, but you are finishing up some kind of cycle in a very strong way, because you have the Ten of Pentacles. Sorry, and I'll pull them all through here forward, probably closer to the end. But you also have the Ten of Cups. You know, this is the ultimate happiness cards. There is a lot of energy here too around Cancer or water sign as well. But oh my gosh, a lot of the stuff that's happening in the month of February is quite significant, even though it's micro steps. So we'll start with that. Okay, so looking again at the Two of Swords, we we are looking at again, it's either you're at a crossroads, or you're stuck, or you're feeling like you're stymied in some way. It's still about, partnerships and balance and that kind of thing. But because it is followed up by the Five of Pentacles, it feels like there's something that's there in lack. So this can be in terms of not feeling like you're supported in a situation in the month of February. But either way, it feels like there's some kind of a decision to make. You are making the decision. Things do move ahead for sure. It just feels like there's a lot of feeling, or at least in that initial, going into the month, feeling like you're stuck. So it is a card of encouragement, again, because the two still speaks to, some kind of a decision or a period of waiting, because you have to make that choice. It feels like once you make that decision, everything just opens up and things, start really going forward. And I don't feel like you're not ready to make a decision, because all the cards that follow are making a decision. So this is not procrastinating. This is either, feels like almost, I don't want to say it's calling a truce or anything here, because see here is the Five of Pentacles. That's a shift that has to be made in regards to oneself, or not feeling supported, and you're having to try to break away from that feeling of lack. So there's something here about, it is all followed up by the family cards. So whoever you consider to be family or connection, water sign is also present here as well. But I feel like your direction is somehow in around obviously things that are related around your complete happiness. These are both tens, by the way. So the 10 of Pentacles as well as the 10 of Cups, that's your ultimate happiness. That's what you're working toward, but that is also very close at hand now. So in the month of February, it is so close you can almost touch it. These are clarifiers about this new direction that's going to bring you a lot of happiness, and it is a transition, and there is something here that almost speaks to, again, a wine or a complete, mastery over one's emotions, and it just feels like you go from a place of complete lack and no support to everything, solidifying in some way. It's like, um, it's not even that I see a compromise or anything like that here. Like I said, I mean, the Two of Swords, can be that you're just not sure about how to proceed in regards to finances, or you're struggling to make a decision that could impact your, financial future in a very large way because of the Ten of Pentacles and the Ten of Cups, so you're really not wanting to jump into something foolhardily. It's like you're, and again, because it's clarified with the Fool card, and that's with the Six of Swords, it's like you're going on this new journey and you're separating yourself away from that stuck, no movement position. So I feel like you're getting the clarity to move forward in a situation that might have had you on hold for too long. And hi, is it JJ? Hello. But either way, I just feel like there is a lot of really good energy here. Again, micro steps, but it is the major, how do I say, these micro steps that you're making in the month of February is going to lead you to the big major steps. So when I see 10 of Cups, 10 of Pentacles, you're reaching some kind of a resolution. It feels like something's already in motion. This is not something new that's just getting started. For some of you, there could very well be a communication about a job, but I also see a lot of energy here further out. The Three of Pentacles, indicating that you've been working really hard on something and going to, it's about to take off. So this is collaborating. This is, leveling it up. This is, really making sure that you have, dotted all the I's and T's and whatever, right? This is, so whatever this Two Swords energy was, where things did not feel like you were able to move ahead, know that whatever that uncomfortable truth was, that's changing. It's like you have gained some kind of balance because you kept pushing forward. There's no more indecision. There's no more mental blockage. There's no more avoidance around a conflict. I feel like you have balanced something out and you are no longer in that stalemate position. So you're actually in a space of, taking action. A lot of cards of action here, and a lot of no reluctance at all. You're just jumping right in there. So I feel like you have really made a big decision here. Again, right at the beginning of February is likely where this occurs. So whatever was some kind of drawback with that Five of Pentacles energy, you're moving past it. So you've made a decision, no longer at the crossroads. But again, Five of Pentacles can be in around, all those feelings of not feeling good enough, or not feeling like something is measuring up, or not feeling supported. But it's definitely something that has to shift here. But either way, fives are definitely about some kind of adjustment, to move into sort of a freeing space, right? So there might be that initial period of uncertainty, like I said, from that beginning card, but that all changes pretty rapidly here. So again, it can be damaging, to the self-esteem. It can be feeling like you're, focused too much on the money and there's a level of suffering, or again, worried about what's ahead. Because you just don't feel supported in the financial aspect. But either way, whether you feel abandoned or not, even in terms of a relationship, it's a tough time. And just know that you don't have to fear here for much longer here, because you actually are, there's some momentum going on here. There's also cards that sort of balance it out. A lot of cards that still speak to you manifesting the big dream as well in this period. So whatever this temporary hardship was with the Five of Pentacles, and again, can be finances, and again, feeling that no one's there, it feels like that you're moving right past. You're getting out of that energy because you've moved right into the Fool energy. You're on some new path entirely. It's a new direction. It does feel like you've been working hard at this. This is not like a whole new path without any kind of, background. It feels like this is, whatever those insecurities were, again, you're making the changes necessary to sort of free yourself up. So, again, if it is a freelance kind of thing, which usually I see the King of Wands out here for that, that's not really my strong feeling, but I do feel a lot in terms of creative and inspiration sort of energy. So, and again, there's a collaboration, there's really upgrading it. So, there's just a lot going on here where you are small steps, but the most important steps is what I would say, as I mentioned earlier. Okay, so a project is being launched successfully here with that Page of Wands energy. I feel like, again, it's still something in the new stages or the beginning stages of something here. Pages are all about, this could be communication that's coming in as well, could be Gemini energy as well. But there is still something here, or even a child energy, because it can represent a few different things there. But however that speaks to you, it just feels like there is some very positive energy about reconnecting on that basis. So Page of Wands is forward movement, but it definitely is also dealing with, whether again, phone call, email, whatever, but it's more of an exciting, light kind of energy. It's a happier energy. So again, this could also be that you're making changes to, you know, to a connection, but I see with the Three of Cups, there's a very celebratory energy. So this could be some kind of February, some kind of a celebration or something that's taking place here as well. But it just feels like there is more positive energy, upswing going on. It's more of a cheerful, bright sort of period where it's more, maybe there's more fun and more activity, something along that line. So, and again, lots of energy here around creative seeds that you've been planting. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius also coming through here. Don't abandon these goals for sure, because you definitely have a lot of ideas coming through here. A lot of inspiration, good news. It's more of an enthusiastic sort of period. So again, it's like these are the micro steps to reach the very big conclusions of things that you want in your life. 10 of Cups, 10 of Pentacles. So do not stop whatever it is that you're doing, because you're readying yourself for something that is just about to novel as well, because there is so much inspiration that's coming through here. Something that you've been, something that you have been very excited about. Like I said, it's a creative venture for sure that's coming through here. So the Page of Wands, again, still speaks to financial outlook could improve in this, but it's more of a collaborative energy again with that Three of Pentacles. So it's almost like whatever requires more than one person or whatever to sort of move something ahead, it would be advancing. But because I see this card down here, the mission, this is something that you've wanted to do for some time, because a magician is the person who's got all of the skill set to make something happen. But it is more than that, because it's a very powerful energy. It's a major arcana. It's not your major arcana right now, but it is further out. So like I said, I feel like you're in that space of really powerfully manifesting something, a creation of some sort, because there's a lot of creative energy. There's a lot of confidence that's coming through here. It went from no confidence or feeling stuck to all of a sudden bright, fresh ideas, everything coming to life, more action, more focus. It's all of that. So I would say that these are cards of, using your resources wisely with that Magician card. So you're really mastering something here as well. And that does show it, the Eight of Pentacles and the Three of Pentacles further out here on the side. So, but like I said, really amazing cards. So what I'm going to say here with the Magician, again, you trust in your skills, trust in your talents, because this is now available to you. You can use everything and have it work for you, because this is all where everything is aligned. You've got all of the earth, the air, the water, anything with the physical. It's all of those things, the fire, all of it is possible now because everything is coming together. So the other part of it is, um, the magician, like I said, takes action as well and puts a lot of powerful energy behind it. So even though it's a clarifier, I feel like it is the foundation to your Ace of Wands. It is the thing that's harnessing your skill and getting the talent to the surface. So stay focused, stay disciplined, take those concrete steps to kind of move, in the direction of your objective. But again, most of this is inspiration and ideas. I don't see lots in terms of practical steps, even though toward the end of the month, end of February, or even possibly a little bit further out, there is more of a connection to, more practical steps or things that you are trying to reach out to sort of manage those or take control of the practical steps. So again, right now there's a lot of push between bringing the ideas into reality with that manifestation card of the magician. So this is creating something, putting it into reality, using all of this to create big change. And I definitely feel like, you've got a lot of skill sets here, a lot of focus, a lot of intention, a lot of potential. So, you want to act with purpose with all of this kind of energy. Lots of ideas, like I said, that are coming through. So I just feel like your efforts are really going to be, shining here very shortly thereafter. Now, the thing about the Page of Wands, again, in terms of, like, I want to say that I don't want to say that this is necessarily, well, I do feel like this one is a person, actually. It does feel like a person. It can be a communication, like I mentioned, but this is somebody who's a lot more adventurous, curious, younger person, but there's more of a youthful energy with any kind of a page. So whether, again, new project, idea, whatever the quest is for you, it just feels like you have more of a drive toward this passion. There's a lot of potential behind it, even though you're inexperienced. You don't really necessarily know where you're headed with this, but you definitely have a lot of potential, a lot of desire to make something happen in this period. Not major arcana because it's so much work that you're putting behind this, behind the scenes, but you are exploring and you are discovering, and there's a lot of optimism in this period. So, um, the pages always are um, that element of moving in a direction of great potential. So there's growth and transformation with a page, and you're kind of moving up to the mastery skill of, the queens and the kings and all of that. So, but right now, I just feel like you've got a lot of excitement, and there's a lot of bold steps that you'll be making toward, your goals in this period. Trust that journey because you will be taught what you need to know and able to bring it about. Because again, we do have the Three of Pentacles there, so that does tell me that there's a lot of focus and definitely a lot of enthusiasm. You've got a fresh perspective. You've got really original ideas, I would say, here as well, but lots of a spark in this period. So just keep going. In terms of passion or in terms of love, that kind of thing, romantically, I would say there's more of a fun or a lightheartedness as well. But this also can be a younger person, doesn't have to be romance, but it can be a younger person that is starting to reconnect, or there's more of a connection um, in this collaboration or whatever. It just feels like there's more of a balance between the two. So I would just say that your Page of Wands it is a communication, but I really strongly feel like this is a person. And again, it doesn't have to be, it could be somebody that you're just very close to, that feels like it's getting closer, because it's a powerful creative energy, and it definitely feels like there's just a lot up ahead here that is going to start to go from, stuck energy to instant growth, endless possibilities, that kind of thing. It feels like it's more of an exploratory sort of energy, but like I said, deep connection with this younger person here as well. Um, but the energy is more positive for sure. So I just feel like, there's a lot more insight or a deepening with that connection with that younger person here as well. And again, whether it's love connection or, a younger child or somebody in your sphere that is, younger than you or whatever, I just feel like this is still that energy of possibilities in a situation. So there's more of an emotional connection. A lot of creative energy in this period here as well. The other part here is we do have the Three of Cups. So, Three of Cups can also indicate there's a lot of emotional energy that's starting to come through, not necessarily in the period of February. It's even a little bit further out, but the Cups energy in and all the ultimate happiness cards are and around family are coming out a little further out. So, probably March, April, but there's just something here about a sense of support that's showing up now, more appreciation, more like family kind of connection, more good fortune, even with the Three of Cups. And again, this is still just clarifying energy, but it feels like something was kind of a back and forth and, energy in that connection. It didn't feel like it was kind of moving forward, but there is something here that kind of speaks to, the wounds healing, because we do have, back and forth energy, and it didn't really feel like things were going ahead. And here's your first Ace of Pentacles. Things are starting to heal. That's where something is starting. It's a gesture to move forward. So there's more of more of a contribution, or more of an accomplishment in that connection. So again, for those of you that this is reading as more of a romantic sort of card, I would say that, this is an energy of reconnecting in some way, where things are starting to become a lot more emotionally engaging. So, again, this could also sort of speak to autumn, but there's more of a happy result here. So, just know that, you know, there's some kind of a recovery in a situation either way. Now, the only other thing here I did see, let's see here, that Two of Pentacles, again, the energy felt like there was a lot of back and forth, not really resolving a situation. Maybe you could be juggling, or you could have been juggling with finances, but because this is not really connected to the financial part of it, I'm just going to say that I don't really feel that's really what was happening there. I feel like that was more to do with a connection of some sort. So that Two of Pentacles meant that for me, it's more of an up and down energy, where, one person affects the other person, and it just didn't feel like it was really moving ahead. Nothing was fluid. But either way, I just feel like that overwhelm or whatever it was is starting to change. Again, these are micro steps. It's not the big major arcana, but you have a lot of movement either way. When we get to the Ace of Wands, and again, that's huge inspiration. That's huge movement in the direction of something new. But I definitely feel like spiritual matters can also be, but developing of ideas either way. So again, June, July, August, sort of period. It can be spring, kind of represents summer for me for some reason. But anyway, something here about spring seems to be pretty potent. Again, could be a birth of an idea, but it feels like this is something ongoing. Doesn't feel like it's just all of a sudden. It just feels like there is more of a sense of, and even in a connection, there can be more chemistry that's starting to change there. So either way, I just feel like there's a lot more positive energy, even though the beginning of the month starts out a little bit rough. So either way, or at least gridlocked, stuck, not really feeling like it's moving anywhere. But I feel like that's going to sweep in. Things will start to change. You're going to get a lot more information that's coming through that this connection is actually moving in a positive direction, or moving in the right direction, even though it's more of a token energy. And again, that's further out. It's just clarifying energy, but you still have some pretty incredible stuff happening here for micro energy, because again, further out, you are looking at 10 of Pentacles, 10 of Cups. Your ultimate dream, your ultimate legacy, your ultimate wish is coming through here. And not only that, thing here about a Cancer or a water sign that's also prevalent, Pisces, is pretty significant here. But you are going to have to put in the practical steps toward the end of the month, and probably a little bit further out beyond. But there is some definite coordination. Few different things going on here, like I said, but it's all still going in the right direction. Three of Pentacles is also growth as well, in the direction of something where you're finding you can craft something. There's teamwork, there's mastery, there's something here about learning and growing that. So again, there's just a lot of maturing energy, and this is where I feel there's going to be new levels of, even in terms of a connection or intimacy, even though I see in that particular area it seems to be more along the financial aspect of things. But either way, you're getting the job done. This is you paying attention to detail. There's a lot of getting clear on priorities and commitments and those kinds of things. which will help you to accomplish great things after this period. But definitely laying the big ideas. It's like the big ideas, the big inspiration, the big efforts are coming through here in the month of February. And now it's just a matter of, pushing through with the self-discipline to bring it into the material world. Because again, you're in the magician mode. So that's having all the aspects, having all the skill set, and using your resources wisely to make it happen. Following that, of course, is Three of Pentacles. So it does fall in line with step-by-step changes, right? You're working towards. So either way, I just feel like you've got real commitment, real dedication coming in here. And again, there's a lot going on because um, by the end of February, I think you're really going to know exactly what is what. And I think on more than one front, even in terms of your career and in terms of a particular connection is of importance to you. And the reason why I say that is because, again, to end up with the Ten of Pentacles and the Ten of Cups, those are the ultimate cards. Meeting your needs, meeting your happiness. There is nothing else there. So, yeah, like I said, I think that whatever is happening in February, enjoy it because it feels like everything is just going to take off from there. Because once legacy money and those kinds of things start to come into play, we are actually talking about financial security. This is wealth, this is establishment, and this is where it's headed. And it's just after all of these incredible ideas come flying through in the month of February and probably a little bit further out. But just know that 10 of Pentacles and 10 of Cups, this is stable family life. This is, group, connections and community and things being you making it in the world. It's where you actually have stronger bonds. I don't really see necessarily travel, although I don't know. We'll see further out. I mean, the Fool and the Six of Swords could sort of represent that indirectly, but I don't see that specifically. What's happening here? It just feels like you're undergoing some significant changes to a lot of very important areas of your life, like things that are considered your foundation, because that's what Ten of Pentacles, Ten of Cups is. And for some of you, this could be an inheritance of some sort, but I see so much energy around hard work that, I mean, if it is, that would just be in addition to whatever it is that you're doing here. So again, I feel like you're really concentrating on making something happen. Now, the final cards out, I will get to those ones here as well, just because they do represent, what I just mentioned there with the Death card as a big transition. But the reason why I'm not taking that is necessarily as a family death, although it does sort of correlate with Ten of Pentacles, Ten of Cups. So for some of you, that could very well be the case. But either way, there's so much of a happy ending that it just doesn't feel like a really sad time here. It feels like this is some big transition in your life that has a very strong foundation emotionally and financially. And this is going to give you a certain level of permanence in your life. So this is enduring happiness, emotional harmony. This is finances, prosperity, all of that is starting to give you that sense of feeling protected and at ease. And there's a lot more safety in that period. So in February, or well, I shouldn't say that in February because you are moving toward the Ten of Pentacles, Ten of Cups. Some of you might move into the energy a little faster, but either way, it's just like everything is vastly improving. But most of the ideas are springing forward here to make that happen in February. That's what's really happening there. And again, further out, following, because these are clarifiers, Ten of Pentacles, Ten of Cups. That's where you get these huge, happy, secure family, people that you really care about the most, expressing appreciation for you and really joining together to really make things happen because it's an enduring legacy. There's a lot of support in those cards. So, like I said, whatever it is that is happening in this little period here seems to be life altering, even though they're micro steps to get to the big stuff. So I just feel like you have made some big step in the right direction to get to those kinds of cards. there is something that you've been doing on a consistent level that is really showing up for you. And again, even when I see the King of Cups, that is also balance, control of one's emotions, able to express yourself in a balanced way, where you're not feeling overwhelmed. This is somebody who is spiritual. This is somebody who's very intuitive. And there's quite a healing nature that comes with the King of Cups as well. But there's, all that energy of being quite mature and comfortable with oneself, no more struggling with the emotions, because there's much more of a comfort and a compassion toward others. So it's like having a certain sense or understanding of another that you don't take it and personalize it. It's not about ego. This is more of playing that supportive role to, and again, this could be a supportive role to a child or to family as well. But either way, more empathy, more understanding. So really, really good cards. Like I said, I just feel like you're approaching this period, or will be, because these are the clarifiers, with a lot of emotional control. And it just feels like it's a really good energy dealing with your emotions, and from a compassionate, calm, supportive place, and able to guide people, because that's what the Ten of Pentacles is, and the Ten of Cups. This is legacy. You are really headed in a direction that is going to be life changing. And I think once you get to that space, that's why you are sitting in that space of King of Cups. And again, could be a water sign that you're dealing with here as well, or a mature energy. But it definitely feels like it's, you've reached the ultimate on emotional fronts, financial fronts, and stability. So like I said, this is further out. In the month of February, you do your micro steps, because that is going to bring you everything that you want and more, because this is all about potential. This is legacy. This is financial stability. Like I said, I mean, it's amazing. It's fulfillment. It's on so many levels. So whatever it is that you're doing is generational. And I don't know what it is that you've kind of committed yourself to, but strong feeling of domestic energy here as well. And again, it's all rooted in safety and stabilizing oneself. So a lot of family support here, going from a place of none of that, and everything is starting to gather together. There's more family bonds, there's more tradition, more passing on of information, generation to generation. So this is going to impact future generations at a big scale, whatever this is. So that's amazing. Okay. Oh, yeah. Sorry. I was going to get to the last final cards here too. So the very full ones out are, of course, the Death card. What you don't see happening, what you don't see coming is, and of course, the Death card is known to be transformational. It's a really big transformation. Again, you're not in this quite yet. This is what's further out. These are clarifiers, but that's where you're headed. You don't see it. The High Priestess is that card of, all of the queens wrapped together. It really being quite established and a very mature energy. This is someone who is really in their power. But it's also, you may be coming off a little more aloof further out, if not somewhat in the month of February. But the High Priestess has that energy of um, mystery about them. They've earned a certain level of respect because they have hidden parts of their personality, things that they're not revealing to others. It's not revealing all of the elements of yourself for other people to judge. It's concealing the parts of yourself that allow you to act with empathy or compassion. You know what I mean? So again, strong Cancer energy here as well. But it's, what is unknown will become known. So the Death card is the big transformation. And sorry, I was just reading The Biggest Bird. Hello. But yeah, with the Death card, this is one of the biggest transitions that are taking place. I feel like maybe not in February so much, but a little further out, it's almost like you're concealing things or hiding something. You don't want something revealed. You don't want the big picture out there. You're going through a big metamorphosis of some sort here, and I feel like you just don't want to reveal much here in what's happening. So again, there's a lot of energy about not telling everything. There's a certain element of detachment. You're just focusing on the things that you know right now, but there's also strong intuition coming through with that card here as well. So keeping your own counsel, not really sharing a lot of your steps or the things that you're doing, like I said, because it just feels like there is something here that's unbeknownst to you as well. But again, there's something here about a personal path that is going to be, I guess it's going to be revealed that you will be achieving what you want. That's going to be revealed very soon after February. The King of Wands is that is that energy of I am in control of my domain. I'm getting a lot of attention. This is someone who has that entrepreneurial energy, somebody who has a spark, a flare, a creative edge. So whether this is you or someone else, very strongly correlated to what's being held back. So I feel like there's something there again, because the next card out, what's really interesting is what's happening is there's a huge transformation, big metamorphosis. And then we've got the high priestess, everything being quiet, kept under wraps, nothing really being revealed. And then bang, there's the tower. So the tower is, pretty complete. It does mean some big upheaval, some big change that is throwing things forward. Um, there is some kind of an ending of sorts to an old way of life, something you don't see changing here. I feel like that even though you are sort of, concealing some of your moves and being a little bit more mysterious, I guess, if you will, but it feels like there's something that's just going to explode immediately with that King of Wands energy. So again, even though there's a major transformation that's taking place, there's an end chapter coming in. Not again, maybe not all in February. It feels like it's a little bit further out because again, these are all just the clarifying cards. But you're also going to be releasing things, and I think when you do that, those negative relationships or anything that's holding you back, because that's what the death card is. It's a cycle of renewal. But with the tower, it's almost like bang, everything changes forever. Like something comes in and changes, clears the path, new growth, and it's immediate. It's almost like now you see how things will go. So before things were a little bit unclear, you were just taking those little steps and not really seeing where it was going to just explode into this huge period of growth and just everything. It's not natural flow now. Now it's like something has exploded exponentially. That's what's happened. Whatever happened with the transformation, you don't see this coming, but King of Wands is huge, huge forward. Then we end up with the Page of Swords. And the Page of Swords, so again, there could be some communication that you're not quite sure about, because that Moon card says you're not really, clear on the full direction of what's happening. But it does indicate that there is still something that's working through underneath the surface. So again, you've got a little bit more information, but not enough to maybe fully feel aware of like what direction something is going. But it does indicate that there is something here that's really big that's happening that you're still a little bit unsure of. It's making you uncertain. There's a little bit of fear that goes with this card here as well, because the Moon says I'm not, there's a moodiness with it. There's an up and down sort of feeling that goes with that emotionally. But the Moon card definitely feels as though, especially with the High Priestess, it has that energy of subconscious uncertainty. It's still in that space of, is this real? It's something like that. Is it real? Like, I don't know that I see anything. Page of Swords is more communication, but it's almost like it's holding you back in some way, because you're being forced to face a fear over some sort. You're being forced to face a fear here, and I don't know what that is for you. But could be dealing with a younger person here as well that's dealing with an issue of darkness. Cancer is also relevant here as well. But it's almost like a relationship is having to go through a phase, or something is having to go through a phase. And even though there's a bit of disillusionment or something there, it feels like everything is going to open up and be okay, because it is followed up with more of a give and take. There's more of an exchange, more of a needs some help, because the Nine of Swords So much worry, so much concern, so much, feeling as though can't move forward, self sabotaging. Something here about feeling stuck in a negative cycle, trapped by one's mental distress, feeling hopeless, mental confusion. All of that comes through here with that. Again, could even go to migraines because it definitely speaks to a lot of mental energy, but nothing's preventing you from moving ahead here. Change your life, change your beliefs, that kind of thing. Know what you value. Challenge is a part of anything, whether you choose not to move or you do move ahead in something. Change is going to be upon you regardless. So, when you get to the Nine of Swords, you take control of the trigger, or you take control of the change that you need to make, or life will thrust it upon you, and then you're going to be in a whole new drama filled environment. But here it is, Nine of Cups. So you've got every card out here on the board saying everything is moving in your direction. You have the ultimate cards. So you might be worried about someone or a younger person here as well, or again, some kind of communication, worried about it, but it's ending on a positive note. The Knight of Cups means you're getting a wish fulfilled. If this is something that you have wanted, it's not just going to be a surprise from the universe, it's something that you have wanted. So just know that you're moving into high level mastery. You are mastering yourself, you're mastering your emotions, especially. This is visionary energy, especially with that King of Wands that came out there. You're deeply connected to your goals, lots of enthusiasm, a lot of inspiration coming out here, a lot of leadership quality too with that King of Wands, somebody who's got a really good vision. And it definitely speaks to, having a good sense of your environment. You know how to deal with things because of that wisdom. And there's a certain amount of creative energy, action, entrepreneurial spirit, as I mentioned, that's really taking hold there. So just know that you have some amazing qualities here, and you bring a lot to the table in terms of energy, vitality, visionary energy, that kind of thing. So I just feel like you're going to be an authority in some way, but something is going to create a certain level of chaos. Probably not in the month of February, but just shy of that, maybe March or April. But that Tower moment, again, is just a card that is clarifying, but embrace it fully and just keep moving forward, because each step that you take on will help you to see the next direction. You don't have to have all the answers. Sometimes you just have to take the next step. But I feel like there's a lot of give and take. There's a lot of supportive energy here. So you're inspired to move forward. So don't feel it in any way that that Tower moment is going to completely inhibit you in any way. It's not. It's just slowing you down to sort of, realign and see what it is that's going to change, because I think it's going to change something quite significant in your life. And I think it's just sort of throws you off guard. But again, it ends up on the Nine of Cups, so you're sitting comfortably here. This is where you are peaceful. This is where you've got, you know the abundance and all of the security and serenity and everything around you. Everything is being, your heart's desires get fulfilled with the Nine of Cups. So again, I just wow, like self-satisfaction and, achievements. Oh my gosh, celebratory energy here. I just feel like you are going to be in for a complete life-changing environment in this next 6 months for sure. But I would say the February month is those micro steps that are the foundation to the biggest things in your life. And then just further out, we've got clarifiers that indicate everything is going to turn around. So the keep the pace. Do not deviate from your goals whatsoever. Put in the time, the effort, whatever it is you need to, because literally everything is opening up to you very soon, within, I would say, that 6 month period. So anyway, that's what I got for you for February. Keep moving forward. Never give up. I know life's been a bit of a challenge. I do this one on a little longer than I wanted to, so I won't do all the other tarot, but I will do them in a separate read for you guys at a later time, which will be the oracle cards. So hopefully that gives you a little bit of insight. And until next time, oh my gosh, I would love to hear in the comments what has come out for you guys in the next 6 months. So anyway, till the next read.